Grand Rising people, how you doing? This is going to be a short video. I woke up about 3:30 this morning with this on my mind, man. This was immediately on my spirit to talk about this. Upon being awakened out of my sleep, I heard Spirit say, "We want to walk you down the path to show you why your people are suffering in their home. Let me show you something." So, me being the person that I am, I listened to my ancestors and the wisdom relayed, via the Most High, creator of the heavens and earth. And I walked down this path and I started looking up things that was, told to me, look this up, look that up. Some of the things I found was this right here. And we're going to get into this. We're going to make it quick. Acts 7:22-25. And Moses was learned in all the wisdom of the Egyptians and was mighty in words and deeds. We're going to stop right there. Moses, according to biblical history, was raised as Pharaoh's grandson. While he was in Egypt, if he was learned in all of the wisdom, for all that wisdom, what would be some of the things that he learned? Well, we know for certain that one of the things Moses would have learned was this: 42 laws of Ma'at. Ma'at is the basis of natural law, first codified, first set of rules written down in accordance with the interpretation of the natural law for human interaction between one another, how we should treat each other, how a society should be governed. If you want your society to last, you have to keep the laws, specifically natural law, and the understanding of it would be the first codification, Ma'at. So Moses would have learned the 42 laws of Ma'at, which is the basis of the 10 Commandments. That's where the 10 Commandments actually came from. And Leviticus, book of Leviticus, which is book of law, as well as the book of Deuteronomy, which is the second law. These were the laws that governed the Israelite nation, okay? So, as we scroll through some of this, Moses would have known, in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, he would have known these 42 principles, okay? Now, this is just an interpretation of someone from their studies. You actually have to go to the original Medu Neter and read, or the Papyrus Savani, and read it to see exactly what it's saying. But it just gives you an idea. You can do your own due diligence in your own sweet time. So we know that Moshe, Musa, some say Tutmos, Thutmose, some say Angnad, but we're just going to stick with the biblical aspect because it's a lot easier for people to understand. Moses would have known the 42 laws of Ma'at. Okay. Another thing Moses would have known would have definitely been the custom of male circumcision. Male circumcision in the grading tradition of medical practice, Israel Medical Association Journal. Says right here, male circumcision is the oldest known human surgical procedure, with historical records and archaeological evidence dating the practice back to ancient Egyptians in the 23rd century BCE. So we definitely know he would have known this. And this was a Tamarian, Comedian, ancient custom. They're the ones that brought this on the scene. Okay? Now, so he definitely would have known the custom of circumcision. Now follow me because I'm going somewhere with this. Okay, of course, this is the Mormons. For those that know, they hold a lot of our records, and they very well know who we are in regards to this land, okay? So don't let the throw off of pale faces, man, distract you from the knowledge, okay? We're going to go through this. I want y'all to pay close attention to this. Circumcision in Mesoamerica. There's evidence that a form of circumcision was practiced in pre-Columbian Mesoamerica and possibly from an early time. Bernal Diaz del Castillo reported that the people along the Gulf Coast of Mexico practiced circumcision, and Juan Diaz reported that inhabitants of the island of Ulua were also circumcised. According to Patricia de Fuentes, the people of the Totonac and Olmec civilizations on the Gulf Coast circumcised male infants approximately 1 month after birth. So you can do your homework. There's information out there on how many Aboriginal tribes here, how many of us over here practice that custom, okay? But where does it stem back to? Ancient Tamaray, ancient Kemet, okay? Ancient quote-unquote Egypt. So follow me, pay close attention. Okay, Abraham, who is the patriarch of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. He was circumcised, okay? Where did he learn it from? He had to go to ancient Kemet. When he came out of Kemet, he had been circumcised. So he learned that ritual in ancient Tamaray, okay? And this is what Genesis 17:10-14 says. This is my covenant with you and your descendants after you, the covenant you are to keep. Every male among you shall be circumcised. You are to undergo circumcision, and it will be the sign of the covenant between me and you. For the generations to come, every male among you who is 8 days old must be circumcised, including those born in your household or bought with money from a foreigner, those who are not your offspring, whether born in your household or bought with your money. They must be circumcised. My covenant in your flesh is to be an everlasting covenant. An uncircumcised male who has not been circumcised in the flesh will be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant. Now, I don't want y'all to think that what I'm talking about is just totally dealing with circumcision, because it's not, okay? I'm going somewhere. Second Chronicles 7:14. Then if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, I will hear from heaven and I will forgive their sins and restore their land. All right. This concludes my presentation on just the internet part. What I want to talk to y'all about is this. Every landmass has laws attached to it. It's quite evident that the 42 laws of Mayat was known on this land, as well as the Torah and the 10 Commandments. How do we know this? Because when the Europeans came here, they found circumcision being practiced amongst various Aboriginal peoples, our people over here. So therefore, this covenant goes back to ancient Tamaray and the laws of Mayat. The reason why we are suffering is because we have turned away from the law. And the European oppressor is just a reflection of how far we have fallen from the law. The farther we fall, the worse the reflection becomes. The closer we get back to the source, the lesser the evil the reflection becomes, until the evil is dissipated. Y'all need to keep this in mind. Do not be distracted by all of this other mess they have put before you, beads and trinkets in the ways of the world, because the only thing you're doing in your falling is getting further away from the law and magnifying the mirror or the reflection of your fall, which is worse and worse and worse. Police shootings, kidnappings, human trafficking, all this other stuff is just a reflection of how far you've fallen. Get back in tune with your ancestors. Get back in tune with the Most High. Keep the laws. Keep the commandments. Whether you Tamarian, Kemite, keep the 42 laws. You're Israelite, keep the Torah. If you're Muslim, keep the Quran. All of it's Abrahamic, Kemetian covenant. Peace.